Hey everyone, this is Mariana with another video update for you all. I just want to share a few testimonies of things that God has been doing on the streets and in some of our outreaches. When we were at Tompkins Square Park last week, a guy, one of our regulars, showed up and we hadn't seen him in probably about a year now. He just kind of dropped off the map, which actually does happen somewhat regularly for us. But he turned back up and he had this awesome story of how he went to church one Sunday and just happened to open the Bible and his eyes landed on this verse from Proverbs about drinking, and he has a problem with alcoholism. And he said that when he saw that verse, it just struck a deep place in his heart, and he decided that day that he was going to stop drinking. And now he's been clean for 2 months, which is so awesome. He used to drink on a daily basis. Sometimes we would show up there in the morning and he would already be drunk. So it's so cool to just see the transformation taking place in his heart. Another man a few weeks ago that we prayed for wanted prayer also for his alcoholism, wanted to stop drinking. Our team prayed for him, and then he walked off and ran into a few of his drinking buddies a little while after that, and they started offering him alcohol and trying to get him to drink with them. And he said the most amazing thing happened. He just didn't have a desire to drink. So he refused them, and he's ever since then has been clean, which is so awesome. I'm just amazed. Like, he came up to our staff a few days ago. He's been keeping in touch with us, and he came to our Sunday night fellowship meeting a few weeks back. But he came up to one of our staff and he's like, God is doing something in my life, and I don't know how to describe it, but and he touched his heart and he said, it feels different in here. So awesome. I'm just so blessed and blown away by God and how he can transform the human heart. Is just such a miracle how his power and his spirit working in us when we yield to him can transform us from the inside out. And that's what we're seeing happen in these men's lives, and glory to God. It just makes me so happy to watch that take place. Another day we set up a prayer station in Times Square in the subway station, and immediately this young man comes walking up. He just starts crying and he goes, I'm a youth leader at a nearby church, and I'm just really struggling. Like, I've lost my fire, I've lost my passion for God, I haven't been spending time with him, and I really need prayer. So we prayed over him, and he was just weeping and crying before the Lord. And it was so cool to see just the conviction that came over him when he saw the prayer station and his hunger to be who he knows he needs to be for his youth. So keep him in prayer if you think about that. One last thing I want to share is from our most recent outreaches at the massage parlor. God has been blowing my mind. He's really been teaching me about how the battle and the victory has got to be won in prayer and in intercession before we ever go into any of these places. And we've had a few places that have been a little bit more difficult to get breakthrough, and I shared about that in my last newsletter. But the last time that we went, and the time before that as well, the team reported that they had like such great favor and open doors and just a whole new ability to have conversations and a new level of trust on behalf of the women. And they got to share the gospel with this one woman who was very interested in hearing about that. So I've really been praying for those particular places and pressing in to God for the breakthrough, and I'm just so excited watching that happen. It's like the power of prayer, just, it never ceases to amaze me. We can trust sometimes like in our own actions, our own abilities, or in this ministry that we do, but really it's just the power of God. And when we get on our knees and we humble ourselves before him and pray, that's when we see His Spirit move. So I hope that blesses you and encourages you to pray for your city, and to obey and just do whatever God is calling you to do. On a final note, I am going to be home in December. I'm really excited about that. First weekend in December, there is a Ray Hughes conference going on at Joy Outreach. So I will be there for that. The Lord told me to go, and then just totally provided a ticket for me at no charge to me. So I'm really excited to see some of you then and just soak up all I can from the conference. So blessings on you, and I look forward to hearing from you or seeing you soon. If there's any way I can pray for any of you, please feel free to email me back, and I'll be glad to keep you in my prayers.